Last video, we experimented with this and found out that the outside is dirty, but the inside is really dirty. In this video, as the title says, we are going to be restoring the entire thing. Now, last video, as I just said, it's clean on the inside, which obviously means I opened it up. You might even be able to tell because the screws are a little bit stripped. So, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Now, I would use a bigger screw tray, but to be fair, it's not really like I need it, as I'm only going to be holding in two types of screws. Otherwise, though, I would actually use a bigger screw tray. But basically, we're just going to get this opened up, and then we'll do what we need to get to doing with everything that needs to be done. It does work, by the way, for everyone that's wondering. The only problem with it is it's really dirty, and, you know, stuff like that. So, I'm going to get this opened up, and then let's check out the inside again, because I want to see if it's collected dust over the couple days, because this is the first time I've opened it. Today's the 10th of April is when I started working on this video, and, well, also it's 2024 to be precise, but also, to be fair, it has been a couple days, and I doubt it's going to collect much dust, if it's going to collect any. Either way, though, it is relatively fine on the outside. It's mostly just the inside of these keys. If I just do this, I might be able to see it, but it's more of if I just can do this and whatnot. So these will all be taken out later. All of these keys will be taken out. This entire thing will be cleaned and organized, to be precise. So yeah, I'm gonna get this opened up and we'll see what's lurking. So I just have to kind of just like pry it open. All the screws are out that need to be out. From what I know from last time, these are the only screws are the ones on the back. So yeah, as you guys can tell, it is weak. Oh wow, that just opened up. Alright, this is the part that is the actual keys themselves. And basically, we're gonna pop them out from the back. Unless we could pop them out from the front. I would say that it's easier, though, just to kind of get this in there like that. And then just, well, I mean, I have to pick it up. I'm recording with one hand. Next, though, I'm going to get the power supply out. I don't want to really touch it because I don't know. The capacitors shouldn't be charged because it's been a while. But I'm still not going to touch them. So, apparently, I'm not the best at doing this, but I really did not tighten these screws that much. So that isn't not okay, bro. That is not really the best thing in the world, but hey. And also, just to let you guys know, this is basically the only board inside of most keyboards. This is this board here. And then you guys see like all these like metal traces? Those are for chips on the back, which I will show you guys after this is out. Now I should say this. Since this is like really on, I did that on purpose. And also now it's time to take out these complex wires, flip it onto the back, and you guys see like it's not really chips, but you guys can kind of see everything like the pins and crap. So that is not needed. What sucks about this though is the fact that it's soldered on, so it really sucks. But now we have basically nothing to go until we're just left with the case. These, I'm already guessing they're clean. These do not need to be cleaned, but I will still clean them. And basically, I don't really need to clean much other things. Oh wait, wow, these are not insecurely at all. But I don't think there's really much to clean all in all in this. But all in all, this is pretty clean on the inside. It's mostly just the outside that needs to be cleaned. So let's see if let's see how this goes. This I don't really think needs much of anything for it to be cleaned, because I mean the sticker, clearly someone's trying to take this off before. As noted from last video, it looks like the sticker here, the stands work perfectly fine. You can take out the stands if you know how to do it with one hand, which I don't. But I mean, you guys can definitely tell though. You guys can definitely take out those stands, and I'll show you. Just like that. I might be able to do it on this one with my other hand, but yeah, it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just do this. Okay, well, just believe me. They are easy to take out if you know. Okay, I just broke the stand. Should probably stop. It's not like this is going to anyone. This is just to make for video, so it's fine that I broke the stand. Although it does indeed work though. Just trust me. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna glue it together. This is glue, but basically my glue kinda not working the best. So I'm gonna glue this back together and see if that will work. That's like the only way I can think that this will actually work, because now there's another thing we have to restore, and that's the stand. So I know that this isn't really the best, but I had to kind of wash all of the glue off because my glue apparently had too much glue already in it. So basically it just leaked out a lot onto this. So I had to clean off my glue, had to clean off this, had to clean off the other part, which is being glued right there. It's that piece there. I don't want to touch it. So I'm just going to let it glue here. And we're just going to move on to a different bit meanwhile. This thankfully isn't broken. I don't want it broken yet, but I mean, crap. Though, this will hopefully do for, you know, what we're needing to do. So, yeah. So, a little update. I had to glue even more because of what ended up happening. So now I'm going to have to clean off this entire back shell. Well, I'm going to obviously be cleaning off over here and probably try to get the sticker off with water and a flathead screwdriver. But I'm gonna leave this drying, and I just hope it's not even aligned. Actually, that's fine that that's not aligned together. They're not meant to be conjoined yet. It's meant to conjoin them together eventually. But we're just gonna move on to the next bit. What a great bit! The membrane. The membrane isn't the most dirtiest. I mean, it's kind of discolored. It should be more of a gray. It's kind of like beige and like yellowed, which makes sense because this plastic, the type of plastic this is made up from, can yellow. However, I don't have hydrogen peroxide, so we can't really do anything about that. And one thing I didn't really notice, from here to here there's lines, from there to there there's lines, from there, not there, there to there there's lines. So, you know, that's something I would point out. But we're just gonna wash this off with water because this can be safe. This can be safe with water. Anything that can't be safe with water will be washed off a different way, just to let you guys know. So, yeah. So I kind of already got it wet off camera, and as you guys can kind of tell, not on here, but I got it wet in the sink so they could actually get a good amount of its hairs off. So, but now this is just hot water. This isn't soapy, because I don't think it needs to be soapy, but you guys can just tell. It changes the color of the water the moment it comes in. I think the moment it comes out, different color. The moment it goes in, it's a yellow beige color. Meaning, it clearly is discolored. Meaning, I'm guessing it's meant to be the same color as water, which is transparent / white. Which I might be wrong for, but hey. I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't be able to know. And this is done, so I'm going to let this dry out of this bowl. And I should also say this, every single key will be washed in here. Every single one. I'm not going to use soap. I'm just going to use like a toothbrush that no one uses to clean their teeth anymore. Don't worry, it's just a toothbrush that is no longer useful, so I thought I might as well just use it for this. Now, I have already used in this toothbrush to clean like my PlayStation fan. So it is already kind of dusty. But, I mean, hey. I'm not here to really clean it because it can still do the job, as it's just kind of like in the toothbrush. So we'll just go ahead and get a toothbrush and clean off the main piece. So yeah, well, by main piece I mean keys, but you get my point. So now I have soap in there, and we can just kind of mix this up, and then we will finally get some of the keys in here. I'm not going to do like all of them at once. I know for a fact that's a dumb idea. So I'm not gonna do that, but I can easily just mix this up, which should already be mixed enough. But now we're now going to do keys in there, and the first things we're actually gonna be doing though are the green parts that I said that I don't think we're gonna need to clean, but just in case. So I'm gonna get a good portion of the keys cleaned, and if there's anything interesting, I will let you know what I find. So here is the first one, and this will be placed on a towel for the time being. Otherwise, it would just be placed back into its place, but as you guys already know, I'm using the back shell for gluing instead. So yeah, we'll just place this on the... I finished with these keys. Now, the reason why they're not organized right now, because they're not actually labeled and they all have the same mechanism to fit in. So this means I can just clean them just like this. So yeah, after this I'm going to be getting all of these done, and then we'll just see what happens after that. Alright, all these keys are now back in. Thank gosh. And yeah, you guys might notice it's kind of wet around here. That will be... Well, I'll just explain it now. So basically, the reason why it's wet in these areas is because I just showed them my camera. It's because I never like washed them off with a toothbrush because they were already cleaned, and I knew that the soap and water would already do it. I mean, it's kind of already contaminated, but it should be fine for the rest of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the rest of these keys out, wash them, and then I'll show you guys the inside. All right, let's be honest. I just tried getting the escape key out and some of these other keys out. They do not come out unless you pry them out like from underneath, because look at how much more wrecked that looks compared to that there, though. Apparently the sun isn't out right now, so I'll just do this. Look how much more wrecked that is, though, compared to that. That's just because I decided to send my screwdriver in there and just try pushing it. So instead, I'm going to try the other way. So now I have all the F1, so by F1s I mean I have all the Fs from F1 to F12. And basically, never mind, I don't have F3 in there. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all of these rows kind of like this. But when it comes to this, since I'm going to be cleaning under this bit, especially because this is usually where this is the biggest part, I'm going to basically clean it all in one thing. This 3 keys will all be cleaned in one thing. These 6 keys will be cleaned in one thing. These 4 keys will be cleaned in one thing. These 4, however many keys there are, will all be cleaned in one thing. So that's basically the gist of it. And every single time that I finish a section like that, I will let you guys know. Because in this case, I finished these bits. So, yeah. So I have all these keys out so far, but this is the first one with metal. So I'm going to leave the metal in here, one, because it's better for it not to be on the key. So, yeah. But I'm going to keep going. So, if you guys look, it is really, really dirty in there. I do have all the keys in there, though, so that's at least good. But I think it's time that we kind of start cleaning this off a little bit. And man, the moment I just swipe a couple times, that already looks better. Toothbrush, though, is kind of... yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get this bit cleaned here. And we can move on to the last one bits, which... I'm going to do these keys over here one at a time, but these keys should be pretty easy to put back together, I hope. Weirdly enough, this shift also did not actually have metal, only this one did, which is pretty weird. But hey, I mean, as long as it works, it should be fine. Which, I mean, I tested both shifts actually before this video again. So hopefully this works. I sprayed about a ton of cleaner on this, but now I think this will just come off. So I mean, wow, this destroys my paper towel. But we'll kind of just get as much as I can off. This won't be able to be perfect, but if we can get a good long ways of there, that would be nice. So I'm just going to keep on cleaning until I have as much of this off as possible. I don't want to use water, besides water I'm using to brush it off because it'll be much harder to dry. And I have to dry it immediately because of the metal. And I'd just rather leave the metal in there so I don't lose it, because it is a very small piece. So we're just gonna kind of see what happens. So I just kind of finished putting in all of these keys, as you guys can tell. But now it's these 4 keys I want to work on. But like, it's so dirty. At least it's easy to pick up, but wow. That is dirty. I just kind of thought I would point that out because, man, that is something. That's for sure. To be fair, I did buy this off of eBay, but someone just please tell me what that is if you know. If you don't, then don't, please just don't say anything. But as you guys can tell, I've already cleaned all these. Actually, I haven't cleaned the top of these yet, but I will get to that after I put these keys in, and then I can just clean the top of these keys and these keys. So now that all these keys are finally done, look how dirty the water is, by the way. We're not really ready to put it back together because now we have to wash off the back shell because of the glue. So let's get to work on that. So when I first was looking at this was not even connected on. So I'm going to add more glue on top of it and see what happens. That is way more than needed, but to be fair, this is not my fault. My glue literally exploded, and just to kind of prove it, my glue kind of just went all over on the side because I think there's an air bubble at the top. So that the glue actually would stay on there because it kept falling off. What I decided to do is I add glue here and way more down there. Hopefully this is enough because just so you guys know, it's just to glue that little tiny piece right there. And then I can't really wash it, so I'm just going to brush it off and kind of clean it in a way, but we'll just see what happens in hopefully not too long. Okay, yeah, I'm done with this. This is dried enough for me to put it back together. At least this bit has. The other bit I just finished drying. Well, by drying I mean washing. So I'm going to go dry it off, and then I'm going to start putting this back. Okay, I now have these two, I don't know what they're actually called. I'm just going to call them like pressurizers in here, and now I'm going to get the wires. No, I'm not going to get the wires in yet. But I'm going to go ahead and get the board on. Not board. I'm going to get I'm basically going to finish this entire thing, and then when we test it, I'll see if these LEDs right here light up. They do light up, and that means it is working. That's all you guys will basically see of this entire thing. Okay, so now all I need to do, see, will that light up? Yes. Yes, and yes. That means that this is officially fixed keyboard and now refurbished. That's nice. So, yeah.